Hello, everybody. I want to start this video off by saying I really hope the allegations being made in this complaint are not true. Okay. Especially considering some of the allegations are being made against specifically Mariah Carey, who I love, and I definitely had, still do have plans of like making a full video about her life eventually one day. I know she was abused by the industry and things like that, but she is mentioned in here. And so in the interest of transparency and just talking about things in the public record, I do want to address this newly filed Diddy lawsuit. All right. Well, this one was filed just recently on November 5th, 2024. So just a couple weeks ago by a plaintiff who's representing himself named, Khalid Rasool Bey, or maybe it's B, it's B-E-Y. I don't know. I've been saying it Bey. Okay, so this part right here had like his address and stuff, so I did redact it. This black block right here, I don't know, I didn't put that there, but in the original version of this document, there's nothing right there. It just kind of like automatically did this block right here. But the defendants, he does name here. As you can see, it is defendant number 1 is Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. Defendant number 2, Mariah Carey, singer. And defendant number 3, Ashton Kutcher, which I believe is supposed to be Ashton Kutcher. Because see, he misspelled Mariah Carey's name as well. But I'm pretty sure this is Ashton Kutcher. And he's also suing Virtue Medical of New Jersey. Like I said, he is representing himself. So he hand wrote the complaint. And just because someone is representing themselves does not mean their claims should be taken as less credible or something like that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of y'all watching this video know it is very expensive to hire a lawyer. You also have to convince the lawyer to take the case on. A lot of times they're not going to want to take something on from this long ago, et cetera, et cetera. So this form asks him to say where the defendants live, which he does. Where did the events giving rise to your claim occur? And he said that the events that gave rise to his claim occurred in multiple locations, mainly in the state of Harlem, New York, and Willingboro, New Jersey. And it says, what date and approximate time did the events giving rise to your claims occur? He says summer of 2007, but the injuries are still occurring today. And then he, of course, then starts to lay out the facts. Now, the first sentence alone is just very sad, but also reminds me of a different case of this sort that we've read already, the Charlene Latham case. He says, as a child, I have been sold by parents to where I ended up in foster care, Mariah Carey's camp for children, etc. Okay. We've heard someone say before in a lawsuit that they were sold by their parents in a purchase agreement. And this was a lawsuit filed by Charlene Latham against Steen, Jay-Z. I don't know if Diddy was mentioned in that one. Kanye West is mentioned. She sued a bunch of people. This is back in 2020. And one other case I was reminded of while I was editing is this one right here, filed by Keita James Irving, in which she makes a bunch of allegations against some high-profile individuals. I mean, you can read the excerpt right here. I did do several videos on this topic where I was discussing these different lawsuits that were filed by seemingly unknown plaintiffs against these defendants. Anyway, I want to draw your attention to this paragraph right here where Keita James Irving also says, investors bid and auction and interns as public trades unable to their own idea due to some being deprived of human rights. Now, back in 2020, if you would have even mentioned that lawsuit, you risked getting a strike, you risk violating terms of certain platforms because it was considered to be a, quote, conspiracy theory. Now, today, whenever you see a claim being made like this, that this person's saying they were sold by their parents, it looks a little bit less like a conspiracy theory, considering what we now have seen dozens, if not at this point, hundreds of other people come out and say. Now, Am I saying this is true? No. I have no way to know if it's true. This is 2007 in Harlem. I don't think I've ever been to Harlem, maybe one time, but I don't know if it's true. I'm just reading y'all what it says from the public document that's up here on the screen. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty, as always. Anybody can write anything in a court document. People have written false statements about me in a court document. So I'm not saying this is true. I haven't spoken to this person. I'm just reading the document to you, okay? Read it yourself. Pause me and read it yourself if you don't want to hear me. He says, as a child, I've been sold by parents to where I ended up in foster care. Mariah Carey's camp for children, etc. Elder years approximately beginning the summer of 2007. And he says in father's care located in Harlem. Okay, so his father was in Harlem after coming home from incarceration. So he went to some type of incarceration situation, but he later says he was a minor. So I think he might have been in like juvie, right? He said, I was approached by two guys. This sounds like a Busby lawsuit. One named Dre, who was connected to Diddy. Now, is that Dre or Drake? I don't know. He says, connected to Mr. Combs. What is this? Models? Models? What is that? And Bad Boy Records. Parents put me through a lot of scarring mentally, physically as a child. As a teen, I was sent to Mariah Carey camp where I met her. So he met Mariah Carey at Mariah Carey camp. He said he lost his V card in their care. So he lost the V card in Mariah Carey camp is what he says. And then he says, after Mariah kissed the side of my, what is this? LP? The side of my what? What does it say? I don't know. He said, I believe my parents were trying to groom me to make finances off me. This sounds just like that Charlene Latham case. I mean, I don't know if she mentioned Mariah Carey. He said there were other children there and older children who I believe to be already groomed. And the counselors there had everyone by a fire, not separating the boys, girls, and just poured water on the campfire. And I lost my V in the dark. The next day, I was bragging about it to some guys, and they brought the woman to verify, only to make her want to leave the camp early. And then he said, very brief, but there is over 20 years of information with known celebrities and companies. Now, this is a federal lawsuit he filed. He didn't put injuries. He didn't put relief. Then he says, hold on, let me hide his phone number real quick. Hold on. He says, due to my finances being targeted, my data too, name, social security number, business has all been breached and opportunities targeted. And this sounds like the same type of allegations that are already being made for years, not only against Diddy, but against like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Now, again, for years, even talking about these lawsuits will have been considered, you're crazy. Even talking about them was considered to be talking about something absolutely crazy. But it's like, is it really that hard for me to believe that this could happen? No. Am I saying it did happen? Also, no. I am looking forward to seeing how this case progresses. I have noticed a pattern, an unfortunate pattern, frankly, that when people are representing themselves in cases like this, and in particular against huge names, high profile and prominent individuals such as Diddy, Mariah Carey, Ashton Kutcher. I mean, this is the first time I've seen his name mentioned. You know what I mean? This is November 5th. This was filed. Today is November 21st. Okay, so 15 days ago, this was filed. The man is accusing Ashton Kutcher of what exactly? I don't know. He does include a phone number and an email address on the public filing, and I have considered perhaps reaching out to him. I may just send him this video to his email address, and if he is so inclined to comment or reach out, maybe he will do that. I usually don't reach out to people. I have from time to time in the past, but I really like to just give you and provide you with the public record I don't really want to have some exclusive breaking tease, girl. I just want to look at what's public, because when I started along the track of like even doing this job way back in the very beginning, 4.5 years ago, it was to educate and inform y'all on how you can just look at what's in the public record and try and speculate on what might be going on, or maybe even try and figure out what's going on, right? So I don't know if I'm going to reach out to him or not. Maybe I'll send him this email, maybe I won't. But I am interested specifically in the Ashton Kutcher angle, because there's a lot of speculation right now that Ashton Kutcher is the one suing attorney Tony Busby. If you just look at that, right? Like I said, I've noticed an unfortunate pattern whenever people represent themselves in cases like this against these high profile and powerful individuals, that the cases don't usually go anywhere. And then, I mean, even look at Tony Busby. The man drives like a Maserati or something, a Maybach or something. And even him, he's getting sued. He's getting sued for suing people. So I hope all the best for this person. I really hope, if the allegations are true, that they are finding healing and hope and happiness, but it doesn't sound like it. They're saying that their social security number and their name and opportunities for jobs are targeted. It just sounds like those conspiracy theory lawsuits that we have read. I mean, I should make a playlist of them at this point, but the Charlene Latham one, the Shatoya Rose one, there's the extreme witchcraft lawsuit restraining order. I talked about that one also in BJ Investigates. So girl, I don't know. That's all I really had on this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Everybody is innocent until proven otherwise in a court of law. And reading public documents ain't defamation either, girl. Love you, Mina. Okay, bye.
Welcome into my world. You're playing my game. Thought that you could come up and they're fitting off of my knee. Talking out the side of your neck like you're insane. Cortisol levels to the roof. Inflame. Kids these days so shameless. Selling out real friends for a paycheck. Mama didn't teach them no home training. Wanna be me so bad, but they failing. Step to the plate though. I'll take a challenger. I ain't scared of no low life scavenger. I should warn you though, if you haven't heard, I ain't no Colleen ukulele ballanger. Shots been fired. Run and tell that. Say it to my face though. Now behind my back. Won't be long till you share it in a group chat. And when I call you up, you're gonna backtrack. And you should've kept my name out your mouth. That's ego, how it all turned